Hi, my name is Tessa Lipford, and this is my final exam. Now, for this project, we had to answer some questions based off of the ISTE standard. The first one I'm going to talk about is to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity, which this course prepared me to do by giving me tools to help students become more involved in the classroom. And the first one I'm going to talk about is presentations, which allowed me to be face to face to them and see them work team together to solve their problems and know what they're thinking, because I will be there and I'll be able to interact with them. The next example is my graphic organizer, which allows me to see the student's thought process before they even begin doing a project or a paper. And finally is the field experience, which taught me how to get class to discuss world issues. Ms. Ross taught me a lot, and one of the things she taught me to do was how to get them involved with discussions, and what she used was a political comic which would help me get them to talk about world issues, which was a great experience to have. My next standard I'm going to talk about is to design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments, which this helped me prepare by giving me a variety of tools to use in the classroom to prepare or plan a lesson. My first example was a web class, which is a program where students control the learning environment. Basically, I give them the lesson and the activity, and they work together to complete it. It gives them leadership skills, allows them to set their own educational goals. It's all based off of them and how they want to do the project. The second example was my lesson plan, which is where I can create my own learning experience. I can make my presentation something they can complete on their own because it's so interactive, or I can make it a group effort. Alright, and the final one is my lecture capture, which gives me a variety of ways to use to teach my lessons. I can use audio, video, or even a screencast like this, and it's up to the students to choose which one is best for them. Alright, and my next one is model digital age work in learning. This gave me tools to use in my classroom and allowed me to communicate better with parents. The first one was a final portfolio. There was a lot of technology in this class, and this portfolio shows everything that I learned how to use and my thoughts about it. The second example is the mobile learning, which shows different ways to use mobile devices that could be used in the classroom. My favorite example lesson plan they actually used in this was a local history scavenger hunt, which gets them more involved into the community while being able to work together. And my final one is Web 2.0 tools, which gave me examples of different types of tools I could use. My favorite was a tool called Class Dojo, which allowed me to evaluate students' behavior right on my phone while being able to communicate with parents instantly. Alright, and my fourth standard is to promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. This class allowed me to teach students how to use technology correctly because this class taught me how to use technology correctly. My first one was the lesson plan again, which allows me to make sure that they're using the technology right, because I'll be doing a step-by-step instructions on how they should do it, which if they followed it, I wouldn't have to worry about them not using the technology correctly. The second example was the interactive whiteboard activity, which this is a great thing to have because it's learner-centered, and it allows me to address the needs of everyone in the classroom. And my last example was the comic, which are great ways to get students aware about global issues, like how Ms. Ross used a political comic. And my final SD standard is to engage in professional growth and leadership. This course gave me the experience to get students to become more engaged in the lesson and how to present myself as a professional in the classroom. And the first example was my field experience. Ms. Ross showed me how to be able to interact with the students in a professional manner, but still able to inspire the class to be creative and involved in their lesson. My second example is a presentation, which my presentations are generally very interactive, so students need to be able to work together in order to answer the questions. And they also need to make sure that they do their research correctly, or they won't be able to answer them. These presentations give the students teamwork skills and gives them more involved into technology, such as research, computer skills, and so forth. And my last and final example is the web quest. This project allows me to see the work of students and able to evaluate it. It also allows them to experience research in a controlled environment instead of them researching in random websites. This has websites and links that are already set up into the program so that when they go research or do their project, they will automatically have the sources they need. Well, so this is my final reflection. Thank you so much, and thank you for teaching me everything that I know now.